Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the third lecture out of our business series, and this is hopefully an ongoing thing. We appreciate you being here. We want to offer this for the betterment of the college, to help the students, help the faculty, and this is driven by you, so you tell us what other topics you want to see. I have the pleasure to introduce my colleague here. We're part of the same team. And Professor Freddie, I think he's well known. Probably know him already. He's one of our really top faculty, and he does a lot of great work, and he has a lot of experience in this field and other areas. And I'm told he's a pleasure to have as a faculty. That's what students tell me all the time. They love Professor Sandifer, and I'm sure you're going to love his lecture. So thank you for being here, Professor Sandifer.
All right. Good. Oh, stop it, stop it. No, keep it coming. I'm just playing. How's everybody doing today? Good, good. With all my old students, would you please stand? If you've taken my class before, would you please? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, because you heard this before, and thank you for coming to hear it again. I appreciate it. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Before we get started, how many are really interested in starting a business? Let me see your hands. Good, good, good. All right, good, good. So we're going to go over that, and when I present, and if you've taken my class, you know, at any time, stop me, right? I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and I can always get back to my lecture. Now, I know I'm on camera. Now, I walk around, and I'm trying to get my steps in, and right now I'm short of getting my 10,000. So if I need to stay in a certain spot, just give me a signal, and I'll get back to where I need to go, all right? So now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you some tips to starting the business, and guess what? We're going to actually work and get it done today. Y'all didn't seem excited about that. So we're going to act, thank you, can I get it again? We're going to actually work and get it done today. Yes, yes. So this piece of paper that you have here, we're going to actually work out and start your business model today. Y'all that's an extra stream of income. We're not excited about that? Now, okay. Now I am a trainer. I can make you stand up and do some exercises if you're not excited. Y'all want to do that? All right, that's what I thought. All right, good, good. So let's get started. All right, so tips for starting a business. We're going to have our introductions. We're going to do 10 tips. We're going to go over the handouts, and then any final tips and takeaway, and we'll have a Q&A. All right, so the first tip, do something that you're passionate about. Being passionate about something and loving something is two different things, right? Passion is going to drive you, right? You can't just be motivated, because if you're motivated, what happens when the motivation goes away? All right, you ever see somebody lose weight and say, I'm motivated, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get these 5 pounds off. And then when it starts raining, it gets cold outside, they want to get up and go to the gym and get it done? That takes dedication, not motivation. That's another one of my students. You didn't stand up and wait for him when I asked my students. Yes, good to see you. All right, so what you want to do is be motivated. Not just motivated, but dedicated and have passion about it. I love playing basketball. I played basketball in high school. I also got a scholarship to go to Tarrant State and play basketball. You know what I realized, Patrick? I'm not passionate about basketball. Because when I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go to train and had to work out on Sundays and do 7 days a week, you know what? I said, you know what? This is not for me. This is not for me. But I'm passionate about business. And so I love doing what I do, right? I'm passionate about training people. So find out what you're passionate about. I want you to start thinking about that now. What are you passionate about, right? Let's take some time and write that down. What are you passionate? Maybe 2 or 3 things that you're passionate about, because we're finna build this business model. So let me know what 2 or 3 things. Are you thinking? Are you ready? All right, good, good, good. I want to make sure, what are you passionate about? Think about 2 or 3 things that you're passionate about. And we're going to see how we can formulate a business from that point.
Where do you want us to write this?
You can write it down right in here, right in your business idea.
Oh.
Everybody got that done? You see where it says business idea? That's where you want to put that at, right there. Now here's a thing, here's a plug too. Got an advertisement. So once we get done, you want to do a little bit more research, you can meet this gentleman right here. Stand up, Ricardo. Right here. You can come to the library. Here's a flyer. He's going to show you. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you explain. Tell them about the different things that we have and how they can get the data research done.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ricardo Garcia. I'm one of the librarians here at the Northeast Campus Library. Before this session, I met with Freddie, and I shared with him this flyer, which I'll leave at the table for your pleasure to grab. But it's one of the databases that we offer here, and it's called Statista. So this is a legitimate market research database that other industries also use to find out, what's working, what's not. And so this is a free resource to you as a TCC student. And so I think it's very valuable. And I'm going to leave my card as well. So if you need help, please reach out to me.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Tip 2. Everybody say tip 2. Do not quit your job until you can finance your business. Most people make that mistake. I can't tell you how many people that come to me and say, hey, my business is failing. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't seen some people I haven't seen in a long time that took my classes, and I'm so glad that you're here today, right? So people usually, I've seen people that say, hey, you can cook. Good. And then they start out and do one catering, and they make a little, $1,500, and this way, I'm quitting my job next week, and we're going straight into business without a business plan, right? You do not stop consistent income. Keep your source of cash. Do your business plan. Make sure you understand what it takes to run that business and be successful with it, and do it as a side hustle until your business can support itself, right? That takes time. How many years do you think it takes for a business to be able to sustain itself? How many years? Yeah, 3 to 4 years. Absolutely right. Otherwise, you're losing money, and then you're breaking even, and then you start making some money, right? So you want to keep your source of income. Do not quit. I don't care how excited they are about it. I don't care how much they try to push you out there. Don't do it, right? I had a friend of mine. Anybody ever been to Smokeaholics Barbecue? It's in Fort Worth. It was rated one of the top 10 barbecue places around. That's my friend. I did some business consulting for him. Same thing. He worked at the hospital. He had barbecue dinners they used to sell on the side. And they said, hey, Derek, you need to go out there and just start your own business. Well, he was good enough. His food was good enough. But you got to have a business model in place, right? You need to know everything about that business. I like the Mark Cuban effect. Know everything about it, be the best in it, and know everything about the business, the highs and the lows before you jump into it 110%, right? And so what I told him, hey, first, let's be creative, right? Before you do that, how about just get you a big smoker and go to the park and see how many dinners you can sell? He started out doing that. Then he built his clientele. Once he built his clientele, guess what? He started selling out. People started waiting for him at the park. Then he had to trade the smoker in and get a food truck. Then he couldn't fulfill the orders by himself. He got his wife to start helping him. Guess what? You don't have to pay her. That was a joke, y'all. Yeah, I get it. All right. No one laughed. I got to do better with my jokes. All right. And then he got his kids to help. Guess what? You don't have to pay them either. Still didn't get it. All right. I got to do better. All right. So then when that happened, then guess what? His business started to grow. But then before he would even get there, there was a line waiting. He saved up his money for 3 or 4 years, and then he got him a brick and mortar. Now he's one of the top 5 barbecue places in the city of Fort Worth. Smokeaholics right there on Edmond Street, right? Those are the things you have to do, right? To do not stop your income. He continued to work at the hospital until his business was self-sustained, all right? So make sure you do that. The next thing is get a mentor. Get a mentor. Someone that's been through the business environment and can help you and can walk you through and tell you different things. Do you still have your cookie business? Right. Remember we had that conversation? Did that not work? Absolutely right. A mentor, she has a cookie business, and I'm plugging your business right now, right? And I still have the cookies in my office. And if you ever want some great cookies, she's great at it. but she was working at a place and you had access to a lot of big stars that was coming to your place. And we told her, how do you reverse that? How do you use that and get them to go on your social media pages to promote your business? A mentor. She had access to that. Once she started doing it, look, she's still in business today. Did that not help? Absolutely right, right? Get you a mentor to help you through the things that you do not know about, right? Once you do that, it's going to help you along the way. And then guess what? They have social capital. Anybody know what social capital is? Anybody want to take a stab? If you're a professor and if you're a dean, you can't answer the questions. Anybody want to take a stab at social capital? It's use critical thinking skills. Yes.
Social networking.
Absolutely right. What else did you have?
I was just going to say, like, people.
Absolutely right. That's my network, right? So guess what? If you have a mentor, your mentor is going to have connections. And then if I see that you're serious about it, because guess what? You are a walking resume. Right? So if I see that you have worth, and I see that this man is going to really do what he said he's going to do, he has potential, then I'm open up. And you need help with accounting, guess what? I know Patrick. I'm giving you a plug too, Patrick. You owe me $5 afterwards. We get lunch. All right, thank you. All right, got you. I appreciate it. Then I can get him to do my accounting because that's what he does, right? And that's going to save you. The next thing in business, you do not have to be an expert in all aspects of business, right? And sometimes it's cheaper to pay and get some consulting done than to try to do everything on yourself, right? You save yourself a lot of heartaches. The next thing is start building your client base before you even start your business. I gave that example of Derek, right? You don't wait till you get that business and say, guess what? People are just going to come in and walk in and flood my business. That's not going to happen. You have to be intentional, right? I have a gym, 2190 Fitness. What I realized, how do I raise money and capital so I can have a brick and mortar? What did I do? I said, I'm going to go to the park. How much does it cost me to train at the park? Exactly, zero. And I'm cheap. Oh, I'm frugal. Frugal is a better word, right? So I didn't have to pay a dime to use the park. I started building up my clientele, showing me doing workouts and say, come and meet me and do a workout. I said, all you need is a mat and a kettlebell. How much did that cost me? Nothing. And then for you to come to my boot camp, it's $20. I started out with 10 people. It grew to 30 people, 40 people, and then I had 100 people out there. I did it for 2 years. I saved up all the money and was able to go and start my brick and mortar. You got to be creative. If you're creative, then you can have the capital to do it. Then I open the business, and I'm not in the red. I'm in the black, right? You got to be smart in how you do things, right? And if you're intentional and you have a business model, which is what we're going to do today, I need to see you excited. Right? That's going to help you make those good choices, right? So that's what we want to do. The next thing is a business plan. Why? Why do you need a business plan? Because it helps you to separate reality from expectations. Right? A business plan should show you how to make revenue. Every way, right? If we do it correctly. That's what it should show you, right? It should show you who your collaborators are. Well, who are your collaborators? Anybody that can help your business. Can your competition be your collaborators? Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Also, you need to know your competition, your direct, your indirect, and you need a great marketing strategy. Because the whole thing is showing value. If you can show value to your target audience, they're willing to purchase it. But you have to market it correctly. I can give you an example if something is not marketed correctly. No offense to anybody that's doing this, but tell me what's going on at TCC this week for students. Room full of students. Tell me what's going on at TCC this week.
Fall festival.
Fall festival? How did you find that out?
Through social media.
How many of your students are here? Raise your hand if you're a student. All right, I got one person that knew what was going on this week. And I can guarantee that everything that we offer at TCC has a lot of value in it. A lot of value in it. But if you don't know about it, does it benefit you? How many need headshots? Raise your hand. Y'all know we had free headshots the other day? That's a $250 to $500 value. Yeah, I see your face. I see all, yeah, you're like, yeah. $250 to $500 value that's for students, that's free, right? But we have to take advantage of that, but we have to market it right, right? So I can tell you right now, if you want to work with me, and I already talked to Dr. Kalani about this before, if you want to work with me, to help me come up with a group so we can see what's the best way to market to you guys. So we can make sure that you guys take advantage of it, because when we have programs like this, it's very beneficial, but we need you to show up, we need you to take advantage of it, right? So we got to make sure that we're marketing to you. How many of you read your emails? All right, good, good, good. That's real good. All right? So again, who's your competition? Why do we think we need to know who our competition is?
We can learn from them.
Absolutely right. We can learn from them, right? I like giving illustrations. Y'all see Starbucks, right? You see Dutch Bros? Dutch Bros learn from the competition. They didn't run away from Starbucks, right? And y'all in my class, y'all heard me say this before, right? What they did is say, where Starbucks is, I'm gonna be right next to them. You already got, they already got the target audience. I don't have to do the hard work. They did it for me. You know who the target audience, you know exactly where to place your business. So all I'm gonna do is be right next to you. Then I'm gonna go look at your SWOT analysis. What is the SWOT analysis? Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are things that we can control. Opportunities and threats are things that are out of our hands, right? But a good business model helps us work through those things, right? So what they did is say, hey, what's the only complaint that Starbucks has? It's the wait. It's not the customer service. It's not the product. It's the wait time, right? Because you're in that car and you have to find something to do until you get up the window to get that latte. And if anybody taking notes, I like a caramel macchiato, upside down, non-fat. You can get it for me anytime. I'll be ready for it. I'm in NBS 2205F. Thank you so much. All right, now back to the presentation. All right, so what happened is, what did they do? And perceived value sometimes can be greater than value. Does Dutch Bro have 2 lines or 1 line? 2. Is it really 2? Perception. You start off at 2, then you merge into what? 1. Now, if you notice, every business has what? A great system to play what? Music. Why do you think that is? Get you comfortable. Now you're not worried about the wait time. You see how they did that? That's what a business plan does. They looked at what's the weaknesses of Starbucks, how can we capitalize on that, make you think you order in 2 lines, and it's really going down to 1 line, and then we play music as loud as we can so you can't focus on the wait. Have anybody ever looked at the time that it takes to get a Dutch Bro drink versus a Starbucks drink? It's different by 10 or 15 seconds. You see, that's what happens when you do a business model. You work through all those things, right? And that's how you understand your competition. That's why you know who your competition is. What are they doing good? What are their place in the market? How can I beat them in the market? And how do I look at this SWOT analysis and capitalize on it, right? All right, and then your marketing strategy. You got to have a good marketing strategy. You can have value, and if you don't know how to market it to the people, that's your target audience, it does you no good. I can have a program that you need, and it's going to benefit you, but if you don't come to it and you don't know about it, it doesn't do you any good, right? Jerry Jones is one of the best marketing people in the world. You might not like him. Horrible general manager, Joy. Horrible. And we're not going to win a Super Bowl as long as he's alive. It is what it is, right? But you can't beat him marketing. What's the #1 team in sports? What's the #1 team in sport? Dallas Cowboys. When the last time they won a championship? Who won the Super Bowl last year? See, y'all had to think about it. But what was the most talked about team even after the Super Bowl? The Cowboys. See what marketing does for you if you do it right? So you want to understand how to market, right? And a business plan teaches you how to go through and understand who your target audience is, how they think, what market segment they're in, and how to capitalize on opportunity. That's why we got to have a good business plan, right? Because if you don't know how to target to your audience, like for instance, right now, if I'm trying to target to Generation Z, what social media platform is the best way to target to them? See, everybody says that. That's wrong. It's YouTube. That's what research does for you. That's why you need to get a business model plan, right? Everybody says TikTok, and it's not. It's YouTube. All right? Again, what's the revenue sources, right? How many like making money? Right, a good business plan show you how to make the money, right? Some things you might not need to offer if you're not going to make the money for it. So before you invest in that, it's going to show you if you do the proper research, right? And then, again, knowing your target audience. And then, once you know your competition, your direct and indirect, guess what? You need to come up with a competitive advantage. What can I do better than them? And how can it give me at least 3-year advantage before they can catch up with me? All right? That's what you want to do. It takes work. It takes time. And then what are the societal trends? Because if you don't move with the societal trends, you're going to be in trouble. Right? So if I own a fast food restaurant, I might say all day, we're a fast food. You know we sell burgers and fries. I'm not going to offer a healthy menu. But societal trends say we need to do that. So that's why you go to every fast food place, they have what? A healthy menu. You go to every restaurant, they have what? A healthy menu. Why? Societal trends. Right? So you have to understand what those societal trends are, and we have to learn how to move with that and adapt with that. That's why you need a business plan. All right? Again, number 6. Everybody say number 6. Y'all still with me? All right, good. Know your business better than anyone else. You should be the expert. In my class, when they do a business model, what do I tell y'all? Y'all better know it better than me, because I'm going to ask you some questions, right? And you better be an expert at it, right? And then understand the peak times and low time. That's important, because most people set their budget during the peak times, right? If you're in retail, when do you set your budget? When is the peak time for retail? Is it not Black Friday, right? If it ain't Black Friday, then you set your budget for the year. Because everybody's going to have a high and a low, right? I own a fitness gym. When do you think my peak time is? January. Right. Everybody want that new body in January. Right? Everybody going to do. They motivated, not dedicated. They motivated and say, I'm going to do all these different things. Then guess what? April comes around. Where are they? But if I set my budget, get you into a contract that you got to sign for a year, then in my slow times, I'm still making money. It's what a business plan does for you. You got to have consistent income, because you have people working for you. They can't say, well, you know what, this is a bad month. I can't give you your paycheck. Right? So you got to be consistent and understand those things. Again, what's the customer behavior? Right? It changes over time. Right? Y'all remember y'all was in high school? In high school, you had to have this certain shirt. You know, back when I was in high school, everybody was wearing Jabot jeans. I'm probably aging myself. All right? Y'all probably even know what Jabot jeans are, right? Everybody had to have those. But now, I ain't thinking about any Jabot jeans, right? It changes. So how do we change with our customers to make sure that we get a long-term customer and get consistent income, right? Number 7, you need to be an expert, right? But you don't have to be an expert in everything. Get the help you need. Right? Get consulting. Number 8, be creative in building your cash reserve. I gave you an example how I started my gym, right? I gave you an example how Derek started Smokeaholics. Be very creative, and then have a 5-year plan. Have a 5-year plan, right? People in business are proactive, not reactive. If you're reactive, you're going to be in trouble. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to wait till you own a business to get that done. You can start doing that as a student. If you're a student, you should already know. If I ask you right now what you're taking next semester, you should be able to tell me. When I ask you when your graduation date, you should be able to tell me. If I ask you who your academic advisor, you should be able to tell me. You do the research on your professors, you should be able to tell me. You should already know your graduation date when you get ready to go to the 4-year institution, if we're proactive. Even though you're at TCC, you should know what school you want to transfer to and the expected day of graduation. You should have a transfer equivalency guide. Anybody ever heard of that? Right? Right? And I know you're in my class, you had that. You should all have those things, right? Be proactive. You start learning those things now, then when you get to this, it's going to be easy because you're already putting those practices into place. All right? Then you got to be professional. Even if you're doing business with your friends, have a business card. Have contracts. Have your website, right? Do not reply back to business emails using emojis, right? You got to be professional at all time, right? Have a professional voicemail. You shouldn't call me and say, hey, this is 2195, this is Freddie. Yo, what's up? I ain't here right now. Hit me back later. That's not professional. Right? You need to be professional at all times. And then treat your customers in a professional manner, even if they're your friends. All right? Be consistent in that. And then you need to solidify your legal framework by having an LLC, a limited liability company. Here's a website where you can get that. You can take a picture of that if you need it. And also, will the PowerPoint be available? I'm looking for my man. Is he stepped out? All right. I think it's going to be available. Dr. Kalani, am I right or wrong? Yes. It's going to be available. Okay. And then license. If you need license, that's what a business plan is going to tell you. You need to make sure you get that license or any certifications. You need to get it, right? I don't have to have a certification to own a gym, but I need to have that because it's going to make my target audience feel a lot better about my training services, right? So you make sure you want to get that and then get a DBA, an assumed name. Right? So get your business identity, all right? So this is the narrative of your business, what your business is going to do. You should be able to describe the service or product, possibly both, that you're going to provide. This should be very easy to understand. Let's give our new business a name and a brand. So everybody take a chance, take a time now and read this for me right quick, and then we're going to go over it. So everything that I just explained, this is your business identity here, right? So that landscaping company has a specific target audience. Who are the target audience? Homeowners. Homeowners. What kind of homeowners, though? It's not every homeowner. What kind of homeowner? Rich. Very meticulous. So what that means is they did a business model. They understand there's a lot of landscaping companies, but this client wants their yard to constantly look mowed. So what does that mean? Maintenance. So I have to come multiple times a week. So that's a different marketing strategy, right? Because those people, when you do something wrong, they're going to let you know. So that means I have to come probably the first part of the week, and I have to come back the end of the week to make sure that yard looks constantly mowed.
I want to do it before they even call.
Absolutely right. And then the business plan is going to tell me what other service I need to offer, right? That's what it's going to help do. Now, in order for you to have a successful business, you have to show value. If you don't show value, people are not going to want to purchase or buy anything that you have, right? The reason why you buy certain clothes brands is because you found value in it. Now, if you have perceived value, sometimes it offers even more, right? For me, my value is price. Again, because I said I'm cheap. I'm frugal, right? And because I'm frugal, if I can get the best price, I'm going to buy it, right? And then you need to learn now, in business, we know now, Generation Z, guess what? Y'all not brand loyal. So how do I make you a long-term customer? That's a whole different marketing strategy, right? Well, your grandparents were pretty much brand loyal. If your grandfather drove that Ford truck, guess what? You can't talk him out of it. He's going to always have that Ford truck. Where me, whoever's going to give me the best deal, I'm going to go. I'm going to lease it, and I'm going to turn it in the next 2 years and buy something else, right? Again, sometimes it's quality. You're willing to pay more money for quality. That's probably why you go to a Toyota dealership, you don't bother them. You go to a Ford dealership, you're going to haggle them. Because you know that Ford is not going to last as long as that Toyota, right? Sometimes it's size, it's reliability, the service level, it's ease of use and expected value, all those different things right there. So guess what? Now it's time to start working on our business model. So everybody, let's get out that sheet of paper. We went through everything, right? So let's look at our business idea. What are the top 3 things that you're passionate about? So now that we know what that is, just like we saw the narrative, right, with the Serenity landscaping, let's see if we can write a narrative now that can answer those questions that we just talked about. So we're getting ready to do the fun part. We're getting ready to have a working session. Dr. Kaluuya, I don't see you working. You got a piece of paper? I'm just playing with you. Okay, now that you have your business idea, let's look over to the product and service strategy. What product you're trying to produce? What's going to be your strategy? What's going to make you stand out from your competitors? And then when you finish with that, what relationship or experience that you want your customers to have? Now remember, if your customers are frustrated, if they are ignored, then guess what? They don't want to do business with you, right? So what experience do you want them to have? Is it a tangible experience? Is it a non-tangible experience? What feeling do you want them to have when they buy your product or your goods, your service, or they take advantage of using your business? What is their experience that you want them to have? And we got some pieces, y'all. We're going to feed you too. And kind of put yourself in your customer place. And then, who is your target audience? Sometimes a business might have multiple target audience. Who is your target audience? What's their buying power? Do they make impulse purchases? And right now, we're just kind of writing things down that we think what they are, right? And then we can go to the library and do a deeper dive with the research from Ricardo. And then he has information, right, Ricardo, on the side over there?
Correct. I put it on the table.
Okay, on the table. So then we need to do the research. Yes, ma'am.
Is that also just here at this school, or is that also at Trinity?
Wherever you want your business to be.
No, I'm saying the database and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, got you, yes.
I was just wondering if I had to drive here.
Oh, no. It should be at all the TCC campuses.
Okay.
That's a great question. So the resources that she was asking that he's offering the library to help do the research is offered at all the TCC campuses. It's just not at Northeast Campus. Just Northeast Campus is the best campus, that's all. Right? And then your promotional strategy. When you look at your promotional strategy, then what websites, what are you paying for, right? What promotion that you have to pay for? Like, is it going through YouTube, putting ads on there? What are those promotional strategies, right? And then, once you look at paid, then what's owned? What do you own? Your social media page, your platforms that you own, right? That it doesn't cost you anything to do advertising on, right? And then you want to look at earn. How do you earn free advertisement? How do you get word of mouth, right? Or who can you partner with in the community service where you can put your logo or your branding on there where they can get the advertising done for you for free? I made 50 copies. Yeah. And we ran out? Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's a good thing. Those of you that did not get that, if you can contact me, I can promise you, and send me your email, I'll email you a copy of the Business Ideal Canvas. I'm sorry we ran out of copies. And then and we're just going to work through the first page today, and then, because I know it takes a long time to do this. Research how your industry is changing. Is there any disruptive technology, anything that changes the way that we do business, right? You remember one time you go to maybe Home Depot or Lowe's 5 years ago, all you saw were gas-powered lawnmowers? Well, disruptive technology, right? You go there now, it's battery-powered lawnmowers, right? Things have changed, right? Or if you see that you was putting up Christmas lights and then you was charging a lot of money to put up a Christmas light, well, then now you have jellyfish lighting, right? That's technology changes the way we do business. So you need to know what technology is coming up because that would change the way we do business. I own a gym. Now they got so many things and so many apps now where you can get stuff done online. That's going to change the way I do business, right? So those are the things we need to look at about. How's that going to change our business and how do we adapt to those changes? And we'll do 3 more boxes, y'all, and then we'll have a Q&A. And the next thing, what is your pricing strategy? Think about your target audience. What is their buying power? How do you price your merchandise? To where you can make a profit and also your consumers can afford it. And we're not going to do the competitive advantage because you need to look at your competition. That's going to take some time to do that. That's a lot of research, and then for you to come up with that. And then the revenue sources and sales, that's going to take some time. So once you finish that, we'll be done. And then we're back in your hands. Do you want me to do the Q&A, or you want to do the Q&A, or?
Well, you're the expert.
Okay.
I was going to carry around a microphone. If Dr. Kalani could grab the microphone, would people have questions? So we can get them all?
Anybody have questions?
Folks that don't have access to out here?
Any questions?
Anybody have questions?
We got a question up here.
Hang on till we get the microphone to you. Would you get the microphone on? That way we can get it on the video for those of us that want to
Who
rewatch.
has the question?
This gentleman right here.
My
Good.
question is, you're a professor and you also have a business which is
2190 Fitness, a gym, and I have the Inspiration Band.
How are you balancing all of those at the same time as your off time?
Gotcha. That's a good question. That's another thing, having the passion, right? Because when you're doing the things you love, it don't really feel like you're working, right? I love teaching. I love being in front of students. I love giving back that way. I also love playing the guitar, owning the band, and I also love training, right? So what I do is, this is the job that pays the bills, right? And then my other one are additional streams of income. And so I always work those other ones around the TCC hours. And usually on my weekends, I'm gigging, making money doing that way, boot camps early Saturday morning, and then maybe having training sessions late at night. Yeah.
So, and with that being said, your customers know the schedule.
They know the schedule, exactly. But if you can show value in what you're offering, then they'll wait for you. They'll do those things. They understand that I work at TCC, I'm a professor, I have to fulfill those obligations, and they understand that this is the time frame that I can train you, and they're willing to sign up and wait for it.
And you let them know that firsthand.
Oh, they know right up front, right up front. Great question, great question. Yes, sir.
All right, so kind of 3 questions.
Okay.
The first
Only
one,
get one.
Yeah.
Second and third will charge you.
what?
Dr. Kalani's business.
It's his passion.
Yes.
Does your gym run completely without you?
Mm-hmm.
How?
No, it doesn't run without me. Yeah. I have to be there in order to make it work. So it does not run without me. I'm trying to scale up, again, a business model, right? So I eventually know that when the gym is growing, that I can't do it all by myself. So what I want to do now, remember I talked about being creative, right? So what I want to do now is see what I can partnership. And I got a friend of mine who used to be a business professor out here, and we're writing a proposal now to get with UT Arlington and get their kinesiology majors to see if they want to come and intern at the gym. So that way, they get the experience that they need. I don't have to pay them, and it's a win-win for both of us. Yeah, but it's that business model, working through those things, being creative, instead of just stepping out and saying, and getting in debt and saying, well, paying for something that I can't afford to pay for right now because I'm doing it in additional to working full-time here.
Now, do you have multiple locations?
No, only one location. Yeah, and that's the thing in business. You don't never want to overextend yourself, right? And you don't want to make any promises you can't deliver on, right? So if I have multiple locations, I couldn't be.
You can't give your all.
Exactly. Yeah. And then something's going to lack, and that's going to hurt my business. So I'd rather have one location and maximize the efforts there until I'm able to scale up and continue to work on my business model to get it to where I can scale up to where I can have multiple locations.
Last one.
Mm-hmm.
What makes your business different from everybody else?
2190 Fitness?
Yeah.
Again, doing that business model, right? Knowing my target audience, right? So my target audience are people who don't want to be in the gym, like a EOS or a fitness connection, right? Though my people are the ones who are not true gym rats. They just had a baby, they're trying to come back and get back in shape. Or a lot of ladies go to the gym, but they don't like going to the big gym because the guys are always trying to hit on them. I did all the research, right? So they're more comfortable coming and working with a trainer and getting that one-on-one, and those are who I target my services to. I don't target it a lot to guys. You know why? Because they don't pay the bills. And why I know they don't pay the bills? Because a guy go on YouTube and they try to argue me down that they know more than I do on how to do this exercise. I don't have time for that. Right? I'll go to the one that's going to listen, who is willing to pay. Now, because I'm offering a unique service, they're not looking for the $10 a month. I can charge them a higher premium because I'm customizing a plan just for you. Absolutely right. Understanding my target audience, knowing exactly how to appeal to them, having the right marketing strategy, boom, all comes from doing the research from the business model.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. I got... How many more questions? I got 2 more questions. All right. And then who had the hand up in the back? All right, got you. All right.
Do you do the accounting for your business yourself?
No, I don't do accounting. Again, I'm smart. I understand what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. Patrick is good at accounting. I'm not good at accounting, right? And so what I do, I partner with C2M, and C2M do my bookkeeping and my accounting for me. It's better for me to pay for that, but then for me to screw that up and mess it up and lose some things, right? So I have them to do that. I make enough money and I know exactly how to charge and what percentage needs to go to them in order to keep my record straight. All right, good question. Last but not least, we can talk afterwards. So anybody, I notice we have a certain time, but I'll still be here. And if you have any additional questions, come up and talk to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have.
Professor Sandifer, you want to plug in?
Oh, yes. You want me
Don't
to?
forget, we're gonna have one more question, but
Okay.
before you go, I'll put an evaluation and the sign-in, I'll put it up in a minute for those of you that came in late. But on the 11th, we have a session in here on branding yourself. How do you stand out on LinkedIn or on social media to get your application more seen, right? So we've got a professor of human resource management and the chair of the department from UTA, Dr. Leslie Regalado. She'll come in and talk about personal branding, all right? So if you want to come in, 11 to 12, pizza, the whole thing, come in 2 weeks. This is on a Tuesday, though, for those of you that take different classes at the same time. Thank you. Please.
All right. Thank you. Yes.
My question is, how do you know that is a good business idea?
So that's the thing. You want to work through it, right? And the way I do it, every one of my classes, we have to create a business. And I walk them through these exercises. And so once you go through the exercises and do the research, you're going to realize you're going to have to refine some things. What you thought, and you put everything down, if you don't have to go back and refine it, we did something wrong, right? So once you do the research, you look at your competition and look at other SWOT analysis, you're going to look and say, hey, you know what, I might need to change this and change this. Then you know that you have something, and then you have to test it in the market. And then you see that you test it, and it's going to be successful and good. Then you scale up and build it from there. Does that make sense? All right, good. And that was the last question, right?
Applause for Professor Sandifer.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Sam.
And another round of applause for y'all for being here. Thank you.
Yes.